Alright, so welcome everyone, welcome to another video, and today I'm taking a look at the newly released Carrier Command 2. Now the original Carrier Command is synonymous, infamous in fact, among the gaming fraternity, among strategy gamists. It's been released by and developed by the newly or recently resurrected, it's another name that's infamous with this particular type of game, and it's Microprose. Microprose, up to about the early 21st century, early 2000s, was famous for developing such titles as Project Stealth Fighter, F-15 Strike Eagle, Silent Service, as well as Gunship, which was an H-64D Apache simulation. Well, they are back. Now, I've got to say, I've been through the tutorial a couple of times and it's a bit of a pitfall. It has a number of pitfalls, a number of sort of dead ends. Some issues with the performance, some issues with the sound. But they're all patchable. The biggest problem I've got, and I'll show you once we get onto the planet's surface, you have to take a drop ship after you read this transmission and listen to it. Once you listen to the transmission, we'll head to the shuttle and drop down to the planet's surface. And I'll show you my one single problem with the game, major problem with the game. Well, first of all, listen to the transmission.
Welcome back, Commander Altus Gage. Your disorientation shall pass. Your employer, the Drazu Industries Corporation, has asked me to reiterate its gratitude for you volunteering to enter stasis on the Horus Satellite Overwatch program. I am Captain Aparo, Commander of UEC Deep Space Colonies in this sector. Please be advised, the terrorist Stanza organization has breached the unmanned colony's firewalls on the planet of Telos and is now in control of the ACC Omega carrier. You are to take manual override command of the ACC Epsilon carrier and stop the Omega by any means necessary. Drazu hereby grants a full liability waiver for your actions, and the United Earth Coalition has issued an anticipatory pardon. Proceed to your landing pod immediately. It has been remotely programmed and is ready to go. Good hunting, Commander.
Okay. As I was saying, there's one single issue I've got with this particular game. As soon as you land on the planet's surface, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Well, I will point it out. All of these issues are patchable. They're all fixable. So hopefully there will be. Okay. So we're going to land onto the planet's surface and then we'll take a look on the carrier. It's quite a big thing. It's a huge thing actually. Going to be in command of it. This is multiplayer. So you could have a number of your friends manning each station as well. But obviously for the nature of this first impression, I'll stick to first and single player only first of all. Okay, so the carrier is on its slipway, waiting to be released into the water. Like I said, it's pretty damn big. And of course, this isn't Earth. Okay, so before I take a look around the carrier, I will point out exactly what my pet hate is right now. Pretty low resolution water texture effects. You can turn the foam off, but it doesn't make any difference, to be perfectly honest. But the biggest problem is these. We've got weather effects, so it could rain, we could get fog, things like that. But that, no, I believe it should only really be needed to be patched in, but we could have volumetric clouds Solid white blobs are not acceptable in a 21st century game. We are 21 years into the 21st century. I do not expect to see solid, textureless, blocky, horrible clouds. But everything else is pretty much acceptable for a simulation game. Those two terms don't really go together, do they? Game and simulation. Usually it's not really, don't go together. So got a listening post over there. At distance, those particular rock effects look okay, but I expect at close quarters that, again, they won't be that good. Fairly blocky textures for planes. Decent, solid shadows, but there's no fade in, no realism to the actual shadows. You're just either there or they're not. Again, pretty blocky textures just here. And there are a number of performance issues. There's a nasty memory leak I can see in the execution file in the task manager. So it suffers very much the same as a Unity game, but this isn't, I believe this isn't Unity. I think it's any Unity Telltale files in the folder for the game. Okay, so before we head onto the bridge to begin the tutorial, I'll show you on the ship a little bit. So first of all, in addition to the vehicles that I can launch, both surface vehicles as well as aerial, you've also got a number of defensive and offensive systems on the ship. So just there, we have the flare launchers, part of the countermeasures. We also have electronic countermeasures as well. We also have 4 of these, which are CIWS, or Close-In Weapon Systems. On 4 corners, got 2 on the stern and 2 on the bow. They're designed to strip or fire upon and destroy any enemy incoming munitions and missiles. So that we've got 2 twin torpedo launchers, port and starboard. Just on the starboard side mid-deck, we've got 2 AA missile batteries. And forward of the main island, the main superstructure, we've got the sensor suite. We have 1 turreted main cannon. But we also have a larger main armament just there. And this is a VLS pivot launch platform for the cruise missiles. So yes, we have cruise missiles on board as well. And just round the corner of the bridge itself, we've got a lifeboat on a quick release, quick launch ramp. Of course, if we need to utilise that, we've actually lost. So everything on the ship, including doors, also you can use the stairs. We also have an elevator inside here as well. Every switch and every door you can open and go through. We've got a master light switch as well on the bridge, so it can turn all the lights on or off on the ship, as well as spotlights, things like that. Okay, let me just close the door. So I won't use the elevator. It's fast to go down to the vehicle bay. Taking the stairs. So we'll turn the lights on. So they're all drones, aero vehicles, as well as the ground vehicles down there. We can take manual control of them on the bridge. So we've got Rotary Aircraft. This is all we start with. That's an Albatross, fixed wing aircraft. This is a Razor Bill, contra-rotating helicopter. Various munitions to use, and then we also capture different islands. We can we can actually get additional munitions as well as platforms and chassis. So we've got 3 of those armed with cannon and 1 with a virus dispenser. So we'll see that in action during the tutorial. So you fit these out with bombs, cannon, guided missiles, various types of guided missiles or different bombs, and the gimbaling camera. So you take command of that. Okay, for some reason we can't get down to the vehicle bed to take a look at those close up. I don't know why, but we can't. So there's the deploy. Obviously right now we've got the ramp there. So yeah, for some reason we can't get down onto the vehicle bed to take a close look at those seals. Okay, let's head onto the bridge and we shall begin the tutorial itself. Okay, activate power breaker. So let's turn the lights on. So we've got individual light switches, already seen that in various rooms. We've also got a master switch like I mentioned, so that turns all the lights on the carrier. Let me just shut the door. So before we activate the power breaker, we've got various screens, inventory and logistics. We've got vehicle loadout screens. We'll see those a little bit later on. Once we get through the tutorial. So we've got fuel display, transmissions, obviously we'll get that. Damage screens, power distribution, and of course power breakers. We've got 3 navigation screens for the helm, different views, different modes. CIWS cannons, got 4 of these as I've showed you on the deck. We've got AAA. They're automatic. And then we've got cruise missile. We've got the flare launchers. Main armed, main gun armament, torpedoes. One of the things about the game, it doesn't use sailor jargon, so it's no port, starboard, bow, stern. But I'll still carry on using those terms. It uses left and right, front and back. So you don't have to be a sailor to play the game. So you've got the 3 vehicle control stations where you can take manual control. We've got the elevator status, which shows us what status the elevator is down in the vehicle platform, the vehicle hangar. Elevator status, which is right there, that's the elevator. And CCTV. Air traffic, yep, air traffic control. Ship's log. Runway lights. Countermeasure dispenser. Support weapons. CIWS status. And AA status. We've also got the action station alarm. Depth sonar. Electronic compass was the analog one just there. And propulsion status. Damage and repair station there above the damage and repair there. Currency report. Every time you take on an island you get some money or currency. Every so often you get top up to basically you get a constant stream of currency from each island. So the more islands you get more money obviously. And delivery, which is our barge system. Barges somewhere. It should be out there somewhere. There we go. So that's our barge. So we start with just 1. You can get more as you capture more islands. And they are used to both replenish and also take supplies from the carrier back to stores on the warehouse. Okay, so that is that. So let's let the system boot up. Okay, so use the helm. Use navigation screen, any of them will actually do. So I know 100% fuel. We're fully repaired. Not a single scratch on the paintwork. We're 27% of our maximum amount of stores. So we'll deploy the carrier. Start the engine. So 800 RPM is the idle speed for the engines. So that's a depth sonar. Compass was attitude as well. So it shows us whether we're listing port and starboard or bow and stern. There we go. So let's set the orbiting platform. This is multiplayer, so you can have your friends join you and be part of your crew, which is pretty good. Okay, now sometimes we can encounter some issues. Certain people trying to sink us basically. Just want to activate all the defences. The tutorial doesn't tell you to do this, but certain areas can be more readily defended or better defended. We'll see it in a second. So I'm going to arm these. Leave the cruise missiles off and the main gun off. So we've got floodlights for the deck. We'll leave those off for now. But you can actually control them. So you can swing them round. Nice little details like that. Okay, so we've got the hollow map just here. Captain's chair. So you click on hollow map. Okay, so you actually focus on the... it's a shame, for some reason when you actually select the map, you can't select different modes. So focus on the carrier. So we've got mode, winged, we've got cartograph, which you saw. For some reason, there we go. So we've got ocean depth. That's ocean current. So you can sort of, depending on, just like an aircraft I suppose, if you're pointing one direction doesn't mean you're going in that direction. You can actually be going sideways, which is a bit unnerving. Now the only autopilot you actually have is a helm or steering lock and a heading hold, which doesn't really compensate for the issue of... Let's have a look. No, I don't want that. So for the issue of going sideways, as I mentioned. So it's not a smart sort of autopilot. What am I supposed to be doing? I've forgotten. Oh, there we go. Yeah, of course. So any way to actually find out the strength of an enemy is on the vehicle control screens for some reason. I don't know why. As you can see there, we've got one shield there, two shields there. So the more shields, the better defended. So it's better if you go for just one. So it's just here. So Serrano. Okay. Also, I've been through the tutorial a few times. So you can see holding pattern. It's pretty well detailed. Just a shame about the issues. Okay, so we've got a new transmission.
Welcome to the bridge of the ACC Epsilon carrier. The analysis of intercepted Stanza communications is completed. The belligerents are using the ACC Omega to plant deep crust detonators on each captured island. Once the entire archipelago is seeded, they will trigger simultaneous detonations. This is likely to rupture the Trotor and Avapola tectonic plates, effectively ruining Telos as a viable resource for the foreseeable future. Commander, given that the unmanned Telos colony is the largest supplier of materials to the UEC war effort on Earth, the potential ramifications are catastrophic. You must recapture enemy islands to disable their detonators or eliminate the enemy carrier.
Sounds a bit of a silly thing to do, to be perfectly honest. But that's the nature of terrorists, I suppose. Okay, so before we get started properly, there is two ways of playing the game. There's a campaign, which we are right now, where you just get thrust straight in after the tutorial, head first into the actual campaign. Or it's custom. You can select whatever strength of enemy you want. If you don't fancy going through the campaign and learning how to actually play the game, I suggest you select custom. Because then you can select a very, very weak enemy and a really good loadout for yourself. Right now we're very, very basic. But you can select a full level a full level loadout. Rather than what we start with in the campaign. Okay, so I want to go to full throttle. Now the throttle arm, if it goes into the red, you use up a lot more fuel. But the tutorial, once you go to full throttle, then we'll throttle back again just to get rid of that. So navigate to an enemy island. So we're going to go... Oh, great. Can't see any. Okay. So we're going to go for this one. So the weather's not too bad this time. It can randomly start you off in the middle of a perfect storm. At which point you find yourself going backwards or sideways, as I've already mentioned. We've got two ways. We've got steering lock, as I mentioned, and maintain heading. They do not compensate for the weather. So you can't set waypoints for your carrier. Okay, so we're getting close to the island. About just over 30 knots. So you see the command post just there. It's red beacon flashing. Island just there. Actually, no, it's not. It's a bit of weather. So I've got a listening post just there. Well, something else just there. I believe we've got a vehicle just there as well. So some of the islands can be defended by ocean vessels, as in warships, as well as aircraft as well. Okay, we'll get a little bit closer. So we've got a single gun firing at us. Thing is, they stopped before and they carried on firing at us. They're probably amphibious as well, so it's probably not a very good idea to stay here. Okay, it's on the main gun. Best defense is a good offense. Okay, command control to manual. Stabilization. Who's firing at us? So let's observe the island and tag any visible enemy units. It's automatic. Cycle to support weapon to carry it. CR gun. Okay, you'll do. Selecting weapon. Selecting a target. Okay, firing. Swings round. Bye. Who else is firing? Ah. Got a stationary. Obviously when the tanks are moving, for some reason the fire control doesn't compensate for their movement, so it doesn't actually aim ahead automatically, which it really should do. Firing. Taking a bit longer this time. Come on. Okay, that's all those targets taken out at the same time. So you fire a barrage of munitions in a single volley. So I think that's depth control. That's telling us about us going a bit too shallow. It's not bad though. Okay, firing. That's you done. You have 7 rounds on the rapid fire system. It does go up to about 14, I believe. But of course you have a finite amount of rounds we need to be resupplied. We've got none of these on the warehouse on the island, so unfortunately we don't get resupplied. We've got 2 targets. Find solution, fire. All done. So weather's turned a bit nasty as well. Anybody else want some? Nope, I think that's about it. Okay. Phew. Deploy all surface vehicles near. What's going on? 0%. Oh, good grief. So being damaged more. Bridge. Yeah, a bit stupid. I got a little bit cooked. Okay, so the ship is finally being repaired. It's getting dark. Just take a while. So deploy all the vehicles. Central on this. So let them all deploy. Okay, so fully deployed. So the virus bot deploying SEAL isn't going to be able to defend itself. It has no weapons of its own. So I'll move that to about there. They are amphibious. So once that's clear, okay, there we go. So this section should be where those enemy vehicles were. Can't really tell from the map, but I'd say that looks like a clear area with a path all the way to the command center, so we'll take that. Okay, so I've got 3 cannon equipped SEALs as we saw on the vehicle deck. We could deploy some aircraft, or at least one aircraft, gunship, something like that, on the Razor bills. But we'll see how this goes. We're not being told to do that. Okay, so third one. Deploy just there. Okay, nearly there. I'll take manual control of this, because you can't trust it going around buildings. So manual control. Okay, we don't need to be too close. Okay, select the hard point, 2. Manual control. Okay, let's move her back. 2 pods deployed. Okay, so we've got no reason to keep the unarmed now SEAL. So I'm going to go back. So we've got the blue bar just there. As that fills up, that's as we capture the island, or the command point. Okay, so you go all the way back to here. Okay, so it'll be automatically recovered once they get within range of the carrier. Oh, we did lose a little bit of hit points. A little bit of armour. Okay, so once it's captured, we then start getting some currency, and also we get a bonus, which we'll see, which was it munitions? Well, we'll see what it was. Shouldn't take too much longer. There we go. So I'm going to leave those 3 seals in position for now. So wants us to go to the pause menu. Open the manual. So the manual's all here. So objectives is destroy all enemy carriers to win the game. Capture islands to expand your logistics network. Defend your island from enemy carrier attacks. So I've already just done that. So we've got helm control. Defensive weapons, support weapons, naval weapons, power. Repair, which you've seen already. Vehicle loadout, vehicle control. We've just seen all of that. Inventory, logistics. Currency report. So I can buy what we need, as long as it's in the stores or available on one of the islands that I've captured. And holomap, CCTV, and self-destruct. Now the self-destruct panel, which I haven't actually seen yet. I'll show you in a second. Tutorial complete. Carrier Command 2 lets you create your own strategy to conquer the archipelago. Defeat the enemy carrier and reclaim Talos for the UEC. Choose your next move carefully. Refer to the manual for detailed information about your carrier and its systems. Good hunting, Commander. Okay, so we've got a log just here. Island captured, just see there. Serrano. So aircraft, we've got no aircraft in the air right now. But we shall launch some. So we've got a new reward. Oh, we've got 3 new rewards. So we've got one for, we've already seen that. Where we dropping. Get hover data on 10 enemy vehicles with the gimbaling camera. We've done that. Supply line, capture your first island. Smile, get hover data on 100 enemy vehicles with the gimbal camera. What? 100? I don't think we've sighted 100 vehicles, have we? Don't think we have. Okay. So Serrano. 1 shield and a fuel burn. Oh, okay, so we've got a fuel bonus. I didn't realise that. Yeah, a little bit too close. In fact, very much too close. Okay. Okay, so that's fuel bonus. Next was utility. Small munitions. Oh, that's what I was getting confused with. It was the other one, wasn't it? The other single shield island. Barge, turrets, surface chassis, large munitions. Okay, so the barge system. So we get resupply. I've already mentioned that. So we've got. So we used 25,160mm on the mains. We've got none. What the heck was that? We've got absolutely no 160mm rounds for the main in the warehouse. So we're going to have to be very careful when we use those. What the heck was that? Okay, so 2 more vehicles have been destroyed. Good grief. Ammo's 100% on that. Ammo's 91%. So they are already trying to counter-attack. They're probably coming from this building just here. But we didn't actually see anyone. Okay. Not much you can really do about that. We shall give them some air support in a second. Okay, so vehicle loadout. So we've got... What do we actually have there? So we've got infrared missiles, heat-seeking missiles, we've got the cannon. Actually, no, that's laser. Oh, I see, right, laser guided. Missile TV. Missile AA, anti-air. External tank. Torpedo noise. Torpedo. Missiles. TV. Okay, alright, I think we get the message. Yeah, silly mate. I disarmed it and then... oh, good grief. So it now takes time for this to rearm. Good grief, you silly... Yeah, you can't really sort of mouse over it and it tells you what they are though. So they are heat-seeking missiles. That was nice. So one thing it will not tell you is when your aircraft are running out of fuel. So you've got to keep an eye on all of them. Okay, so we've got the seal. I'm going to rearm this. We've got no radar. We've got 1 gimbaling camera. We've got 4 of those. 2... Oh, okay. It's got missile array. Anti-air cannon. We've got no 40mm cannons. So fortunately, we can't give them the 40mm. So we're going to stick with the 30mm. So that shows how far along. Okay, well that's arming. It's got heat seekers and cannon. If that's correct. Yeah, so got 20mm auto cannon. And again, heat seeking missile. Okay, so I think we'll deploy an aircraft to support them. They seem to be coming to quite a regular attack still. So that's 2 lots of counter-attacks we've actually fought back. So that is one that's been rearmed. This is hopefully one that's actually been armed. So I've got the air deck. Yeah, it's rather pixelated though. So I'll move on to the... It should move on to the lift automatically. Okay, so that's that away. So I'm going to get this to circle the island. Just take a look around. So you can close these waypoints, at which point they'll go perpetually in a circle. Which we don't really want it to do, because it'll run out of bloody fuel. Okay, so exclamation mark means it's actually sighted enemy units. Can't see how it's done that. Yeah, it's getting fired upon. %90 fuel already, so it's down 10% already. It's got no hit points lost, so it's not being hit. So it's coming to fire about here. And it's still coming under fire. But we can't see anything. So something tells me they're here. Okay. Let's deploy on the albatrosses. Obviously there's far more than I can actually show you in this video. But we'll see if we can actually spot these from the air. Okay, so we're getting a bit of fog. Little bit foggy. Okay, while waiting for that to deploy. Let's cruise missile, cruise missile. So I'm going to order, we've got 8 in stores, we've got 10 in the warehouse. So I'm going to order 2 more. Okay, let's see what we can see using this, shall we? Alarm the countermeasures just in case. Okay, I'm just going to grab that. We'll fly over the same area. Of course, I get more time in the air with the aircraft, the fixed-wing aircraft. So I'll close that loop. Okay, we'll select number 2. Ah! So there he is, on top of a hill. They're sneaking just out of reach of our, just out of line of sight of our ground vehicles. So, can we get that before we fly out of range? Yes, we can. Missile. on the way. Bye bye, pal. Let's watch the fireworks, shall we? You've got no idea what's coming at you. 800 metres. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Whoa, there it goes. Boom. Bye bye. A sneaky devil. It's when he managed to get up there in the first place. Okay, so that is that. So I've got the barge coming in here. And our 2 extra crewmen. We just used a cruise missile. I believe it's a cruise missile we fired. Okay, so we'll let the Albatross land. Then we'll check the stars and make sure it's one of the cruise missiles we use. So we should have 11. No, we should have 9. Of course we should. So we had 8. We fired 1. Destroyed that vehicle. So we should be down to 7. So if it's bought the right stuff, we should have 9 cruise missiles. So there's a barge. Well, so at least we've got a supply of extra fuel though. Okay, nice landing. Okay, so the Albatross will be stored automatically. So it backs itself up onto the elevator. Okay, so stores. It's got a new delivery. 2 cruise missiles by barge 3. We've only got 1 barge, so I don't know what happened to 1 and 2. Cruise missiles. Well, there. Okay, yep. So we had 8. We fired 1. So we've got 9 with the extra 2. So that works. Yippee. Okay, so we've ordered 10 more of the AA missiles, anti-air missiles for the anti-air missile launcher. Now, as you can see, it does take quite a while for the barge to get to you. So the further away from the main base you are, the longer it's going to take for you to get supplies. 12 torpedoes. We've got 2. Is that all we've got? 2. Do we have any of the... So we've got 30mm turret itself. These aren't ammunition. This is actual... These are actual components. We don't have a great deal. We've got a flare launch. We've got 8 flare launch. We've got 8 on board already. Artillery gun, no. 2840mm, no. Heavy cannon, no. Actuated camera, yeah. Yes, we've got 4. We've got 1 on board. Gimbal camera, only 2. Observation camera. Radar AWACS. I've got one of those, that's for the vehicles. Particular component. Virus module, 20. We've got 5 on board. Seal chassis. Walrus chassis. Albatross. Any others? We've got Razor built an Albatross chassis. And we've got no extra fuel. Got 1,000 litres. That's not a lot, is it? Oh, I see. 100 lots of 1,000 litre. Oh, okay. I see. We've got plenty on board. We've got full fuel tanks, but not enough to actually... We'll order 5... No, we'll order 10. So that's 10,000 litres. And I think we'll take a look. Obviously, we can't take a look at this, the Manta, or the Petrel, because we haven't got any. But we have got a Walrus chassis. So I think we'll order one of those. Sure, we'll order 2 of them. Might as well. We've got 2 of each of the others. Okay, so once that supplies arrive, we'll kick out the Walrus. And we shall see exactly what it looks like.
Commander Gage, I asked UEC Combat Analytics to run Monte Carlo simulations on your campaign against ACC Omega.
Ooh, gambling.
Given all the data we have available, we have some key statistical outcomes that may influence your tactical decision-making.
Yeah, I bet you do.
First, in 73% of simulation runs, ACC Epsilon would face material shortages.
No
ammunition,
kidding.
fuel, drone craft. So you really need to keep an eye on your localized supply chain. Second, in 32% of simulations, the ACC Omega recaptured an island that had been previously secured by Epsilon. So don't forget to stay vigilant.
Yeah, we just had a taste of that.
Third, 23% of the time, insufficient focus on repair systems would result in loss of operational capability at inopportune times. While automated balanced repairs are convenient, for maximum efficiency, you may need to take a direct hand. Finally, and I don't wish to alarm you, but the overall chance of success they calculated is only 13%. Best of luck, Commander.
Oh, thank you. So that information, 13% likelihood of success, may influence your strategic and decision making. Yeah, certainly will. I think just don't bother. Just go home. Get the next flight home. Good grief. Okay, so we've had a taste, as I was sort of commenting on that they will definitely try to recapture arms because they've just tried to. So we use a single cruise missile to take on their vehicles. Okay, so delivery. Oh, there we go. So we got 2 cruise missiles, obviously. We got the 10 AA missiles for the missile battery on the ship. And also, of course, they can be fitted to the aircraft as well for shooting down enemy aircraft. Yeah. 0121, 0114. So I have to wait till the Walrus gets delivered next. Okay. So I've got 2 Walrus chassis delivered. 10 lots of 10,000 litres of fuel. The 10 AA missiles and the 2 cruise missiles. For some reason, the bar seems to be hanging around. Oh no, there it's gone. Okay. That's fine. So it takes time for it to unload the supplies as well, which is pretty obvious. Okay, so now we've got... I'll put it on the spare one. So we've got 4 spare. So that's 4 occupy. We'll go to 5. So we've got a Walrus chassis. So that's got twice the... so 10 tons versus 15. And it's got 20 armour compared to 10. Okay. So it's getting fueled up. So we've got 3 points. So what do we have? Observation camera. Infrared countermeasures. Sonic pulse generator, we don't have any of those. A smoke launcher explosive, don't have any of those either. And smoke launcher stream, so as it's a cloud of smoke that it pumps out, and that's just a grenade. Okay, so I think we'll do the observation camera. Okay, so they've got two hard points which are mirrored, so front and back. Alright, so we've got one 30mm cannon remaining. Anti-air cannon. That might be quite nice to look at. Missile, so that's a twin missile array. A virus bot, obviously we've seen that in action. And we do get a radar, but unfortunately we don't have any available. And an actuated camera. So we've got a gimbal camera and an actuated camera. I don't know what the difference would be. Okay, so we don't have the gimbal camera. So obviously the vehicles have actuated, not gimbaled. But the aircraft have gimbaled. Weird. So, different term, same function basically. So we've got twin anti-air cannon. Got 20,000 rounds on board, so we'll equip them with that. Might be quite interesting to see. So I'll let that loadout complete and we'll deploy it to the island, and we can take a look at it by taking control of the other ones, one of the seals. I'll just reverse the direction of the camera facing and take a look at this. Okay, so one was just about to make landfall. Let's just click the camera. Observation camera, so I'll put that to manual control. It'll still count steering by itself. So it'll good if you've got the carrier missile still. That's not too bad though. So that's support. Obviously to fire the weapon on board the vehicle, you've got to select the second or whichever hard point it is. Nice, that's the anti-air cannon. And it switches its own headlights on as well automatically. Bit like a Citroen. So we've got the cruise guided missiles there. So if anything is deployed, any platforms that are in the air or on the ground, you can actually ask for support from them. We've already seen that using Albatross to destroy the enemy ground vehicle. So that's the second one. So that's anti-air cannon. I'm going to switch stabilisation on. Put it back onto automatic. Okay, still seems to be completely clear. There's no enemy activity. So switch to the nearest seal. The only thing is you can't actually zoom on this on that map view. So which is which? Okay, the other way. We'll take a shortcut. Okay, that is substantially larger than the seals. 5 tons heavier and twice the armour. Oh, yeah, it's a lot. Cool. It's a bit of a mess. Obviously, they get messed up coming on shore. Obviously, they're going to out there, I suppose. Yeah, so substantially larger. I wanted to try flying over this thing with an albatross. Thankfully, they're all unmanned. Okay, so quite nice. 89% fuel though still, 11% just getting on shore. So I think the closer you get with your carrier, the better for fuel. But obviously we get fired upon because we got too close anyway. But obviously you need to get rid of the enemy using aircraft, I think, probably. Okay, so the pièce de résistance is the final bit of this first impression. This is the self-destruct system. It's locked right now. I don't know what sort of situation you want to use the self-destruct, because it means you've lost anyway, so why bother? But I suppose if you want to commit suicide, you could try and take the enemy carrier with you. Oh, possible, I suppose. Okay, so that's that. That's the first impression of Carrier Command 2 by the recently resurrected Microprose. So hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to click like. It is very much appreciated. Also, if you haven't done so yet, please click the subscribe button. It is very much appreciated and encourages me to carry on with the channel and the content. As always, if you want to leave a comment or ask a question, you're more than welcome to do so. But please remember to keep the comments and questions relevant and on topic with the video in question. And also, I have moderators here who go through the comments and questions before they're first enabled on the channel and also sent to me. If you are waiting for an answer and I haven't got back to you, I do apologise beforehand. But I do get busy and I don't have a lot of time usually. Alright, you can join me on Discord, Facebook, Twitter and Reddit. I post mostly on Twitter and Reddit nowadays. You also find a donate button on the banner front page of the channel along with those links I just mentioned. Every penny is gratefully received and goes straight back into providing content now and in the future. Alright, once again, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. In the meantime, as always, take care. Bye bye.